Mom, Mom, I ain't been shot. Mom. And I guess what my question comes down to is, do they get a support card, or is that only for artillery? Or do they get, they don't get an anti-tank gun, because they're not anti-tank guns. So does it just get another platoon? I'm going to do that for now, because it's only a heavy machine gun. And then I'll do the same for the Allies. That's what I was getting at with those support weapons. Alright, Too Fat Lardy's crew. The first thing I pull is access blinds. So that's these guys. Now my goal for all these is to occupy that factory over there. The toothpaste factory. So the first thing I want to do is I want to move this platoon from here, they're blind here, up to that building and occupy it. So if I understand correctly, I can roll 3 dice to move, and it's going to take one of these dice to enter the building because it's an unbarred building. So I roll my 3 dice, and I roll an 8, so they can move 8 inches. So that, bam, bam. Now, I guess I could save that, because I didn't get to the building, so now I can't do anything. So I could save it if I want a spot for later, so I'll do that. Is that right so far? So let's look. I want to move this blind up into the woods. So I check my chart here, and I guess there's 1 pip less penalty. Oh, come on now, let's focus, people. So to go into, we'll call it heavy terrain. So -2 per dice, but I think it's less 1 for blinds. Is that right? So it's going to be -1 per die if I get up to that area, right? So I'm just going to roll all my dice to get up there. Okay, let's see how that works. So I roll 4 dice. Man, I'm rolling low. So 7, 8, 9. So I would measure 9 inches to go up to there. Right? Okay. Occupy that building. Okay, so they want to get to that building. And it looks like, that's not very far. I don't know if I can pre-measure, and I ain't been shot, Mom. So that's 6 inches plus a pip to get in there. So I'm going to roll 2 dice and save 2. Oh, that's a question. Oh, 11, of course. So I get up to the building. It takes an action to get in the building. And now they're in that building. Okay? But that's a question I have. So I noticed somewhere it says, maybe this isn't for blinds. It says, reserve an action for later use. So does that mean if I want to reserve 1 action for later use, it costs me 1 action, and then I save 1 action, so it really kind of is using 2 actions? Question. Okay, next. Okay, so Allied blind cards came up, so now I'm going to save 2 of these for spotting and maybe firing later. So I roll 2 die. So 10. Oh, that's a good one. So, just a minute. Okay, spotting. So these guys, I'm gonna spot with this platoon. I have 2 actions left. That's what the dice is indicating. They're gonna spot these guys. Now I'm gonna say that it's slightly obstructed because it's going through that line there, but you can still see half of it. So I'm gonna say it's slightly. That's a cool thing about it. So when revealed, they have to deploy 2 inches, no more than 2 inches from the area covered by the blind. Usually the blinds are bigger than this, but so that's about 2 inches, so anywhere around there. So what I can do then is I can put these guys over here. And I don't know if this is proper about transporting these guys, but so I would put them over there. This platoon, again, Fat Lardies, let me know. This platoon then goes into the discard pile and will then be shuffled in. So, okay, here's what I did. This platoon had 4 actions. I rolled 2 dice to move. My goal was to get to this this side of the building, but I got right up to the building. Well, so then I used one to enter the building, but it's towing a gun and it's got a machine gun crew in there. I don't know if that's legal. But the machine gun crew is going to go in the building. The gun, I don't think, is allowed to go in the building. So I thought, well, I'll deploy that gun here. But it takes a die. How's that work? Because it takes a die to, I assume, unlimber and a die to get off, to dismount the vehicle. So I'm not sure when that happens. I mean, if I have 2 die, I can't do that within the... So I was thinking I would leave it here outside of the building and leave 2 die to dismount so that they're ready to go. But then they couldn't enter the building. And I could do is 1 die to dismount the heavy machine gun and 1 die to get them in. And then next turn, unlimber the gun in here. Alright, so I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave both those die. And I guess what I should do now is unlimber them. But I can't do that under the blind. I mean, I think I have to take the blind off, so that's what I'm going to do.